Have you ever stopped to think about what happens to that sweater that just didn't fit right? Or, that gadget you had to send back? Well, it turns out they go on this incredible, surprisingly complex, secret journey. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and dive into the massive, hidden world of your returns. Okay, just to set the stage, let me throw a number at you. $818 billion. That is the value of stuff people returned in the US alone, every single year. To put that in perspective, that's bigger than the entire economy of a country like Switzerland. We're talking about nearly 1/5 of everything we buy getting sent back in this giant reverse river of goods. It's staggering.
So think about it. You drop that box off at the post office, or you take it back to the store. And for you, that's it. Story over. But for that actual product, a whole new, complicated journey is just kicking off. So what exactly happens next? Where does it go?
Well, there's an official name for this whole process: reverse logistics. Now, that sounds a bit corporate, right? But all it really means is it's the entire system, the whole shebang, that's designed to manage that backward flow of stuff. And the goal is simple: either squeeze every last drop of value out of that item, or if that's not possible, just get rid of it properly.
So here's our game plan. We're going to break it all down. We'll look at why this is even a thing, how that whole recovery journey actually works, who the key players are making it happen, and maybe most importantly, what the future of all our returns is going to look like.
All right, so let's tackle that first big question. Why? Why would companies even bother with this incredibly complex and expensive process? What's the real motivation for them?
Well, it pretty much boils down to three main drivers. First up, economics. Plain and simple, there's often money to be made by reselling or fixing up returned goods. Second, you've got legislation. Sometimes companies don't have a choice. The law says they have to take products back. And third, there's corporate responsibility. It just looks good for their brand image, and it's better for the planet.
And the thing is, returns can start from literally anywhere in the supply chain. You might have manufacturing returns because of a quality control issue, or distribution returns like a big product recall, or even just stores shuffling stock around. And then, of course, there's us, the customer returns, which covers everything from a warranty claim to, I just changed my mind.
So, an item is officially back in the system. Now what? Let's actually trace the step-by-step journey it takes to get recovered. In most cases, it's going to follow this 4-step path. First, there's collection. That's just getting the product from you to some central warehouse. Then comes the really critical part: inspection and sorting. This is where someone actually looks at it and decides its fate. Third, recovery. This is the action step, where they try to extract value from it. And finally, redistribution, getting that recovered product, or even just its parts, back out into the world.
Now, that recovery step is where it gets really interesting. You can think of it like a hierarchy, a ladder of best-case to worst-case scenarios. The absolute best option: reuse it directly. Just sell it again. If not, can it be repaired or refurbished? If that's a no-go, can we at least recycle the materials? If even that's not possible, can we recover some energy from it? And the absolute last resort, the outcome everyone wants to avoid, is disposal, the landfill.
Okay, so we've covered the why and the how. But what kind of products are we really talking about here? And who are all the people and companies that make this entire system work? You have to understand, not all products are created equal when it comes to returns. A product's design basically dictates its destiny. Simple items made of just one material, super easy to recover. But those complex electronics with hazardous materials inside, stuff that becomes obsolete in a year, those are a massive, massive headache. In managing all this complexity, it takes a whole ecosystem of different players. Of course, you have the original manufacturers and the retailers, but you also have government agencies setting rules, specialized logistics companies that do nothing but handle returns, and even traders who create entire markets for used parts. And it all kicks off with us, the customers.
This all brings us to the future of returns. Because the smartest companies out there, they're not just thinking backwards anymore. They're starting to think in a circle.
The big, game-changing idea is a total shift in mindset. Instead of treating returns like this separate, annoying problem that moves backwards, the real goal now is to integrate it into everything. The idea is to create what's called a closed-loop supply chain.
So what does that actually mean? It means designing products from day one with their return journey in mind. It means seeing a returned item not as a loss, but as a source of raw materials for the next product. It's a way to build crazy customer loyalty with easy returns and repairs. And it's a powerful tool for sustainability. It literally turns a problem into a strategic advantage. So this really leaves us with one final big question. As our planet's resources get more scarce, and as shoppers like you and me demand more sustainable options, is this the future? A world where the life cycle of the things we buy isn't just a straight line to the dump, but a continuous, valuable, and never-ending circle?